good to have you with us here at 5:30 on 10 Tampa Bay. I'm Josh Sidorowicz.
And I'm Courtney Robinson. It was on this day, April 4th, 1968, when President Lyndon B. Johnson told the nation that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had been assassinated.
America is shocked and saddened by the brutal slaying tonight of Dr. Martin Luther King. I ask every citizen to reject the blind violence that has struck Dr. King, who lived by nonviolence.
And as grief and mourning swept the nation, a man from Ybor City battled his own emotions.
And Investigates Emerald Morrow has his firsthand account after being with Dr. King just hours before a bullet took his life in Memphis.
Courtney and Josh, Bernard Lafayette Jr. of Ybor City has a long history in the civil rights movement that began with sit-ins alongside his college roommate, John Lewis. Years later, Lafayette was preparing to take charge of Dr. King's next movement on April 4th, never imagining it would be King's last day. From the heart of Ybor City,
8th Avenue and 13th Street.
The makings of a civil rights legend.
I was born across the street from the Tampa cigar factory.
He also learned in Ybor segregation was alive and well, and it pushed him to fight. In college, he fought to desegregate lunch counters with his college roommate, John Lewis. As a freedom rider, he fought to desegregate interstate buses. A fighter for civil rights who caught the eye of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. himself.
I was a supervisor of all of his program staff.
King appointed him as program director for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and was so impressed.
Then he turned around and appointed me as national coordinator for the Poor People's Campaign.
Negro garbage men who have been on strike for the past 7 weeks. Leading the march, the Reverend Martin Luther King, who flew in this morning.
Between March and April of 1968, King came to Memphis to support black sanitation workers on strike for union rights. Lafayette was also there, working with King on the Poor People's Campaign, a movement for economic justice launching in Washington.
So I spent most of the day in Memphis with Martin Luther King writing on a press statement. So that morning of the 4th, when I got ready to go to Washington, D.C., I went by his room. His room was 306, mine was 206 in Lorraine Motel.
And King gave him clear directions.
When I went there to get the final touches on the press statement, when I finished, he said, well, you go on to Washington, D.C. and get things started, and I'll be along. Then, as I put my hand on the doorknob to leave his room, he said, now there's another thing, Lafayette. I want you to know that our next movement is going to be to institutionalize and internationalize nonviolence. I said, okay. So I went on out the door.
When he got to D.C., his ride was not there.
So I called back to the office to find out, and that's when they told me he had been shot.
He was worried, but not afraid.
Well, I didn't think that he was going to die, simply because he was shot.
Searching for updates, he called the Associated Press and United Press International.
So I had one phone in one ear and one in the other, and they started reading me the ticker tapes. And the reporter for UPI all of a sudden stopped reading the ticker tape, and I could hear him sniffling. And he was completely silent otherwise. So that's when I came to the conclusion that Martin Luther King had died. He never told me that Martin Luther King had died, but his silent reaction and his, made me know that that's what had happened.
A finality Lafayette still has not grasped to this day.
I was so preoccupied with that assignment until I didn't have time to grieve. I have not grieved yet.
But he has carried on with the movement, dedicating his life to training others in nonviolence, keeping Dr. King's dream alive.
He said directly to me what he wanted to do with his next movement. And that's what my life has been devoted to.
Since Dr. King's death, Lafayette has become an author and founded the Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies at the University of Rhode Island. And among many other achievements, he's been a scholar in residence at Auburn University. And he was recently right here in Tampa for a History Center event where an award was given in his honor.